Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of 10 Days in Dance. It is your installment of everything you need to know in the world of electronic dance music. Myself, Adam K, joined by Amy. Introduce yourself and say hello to everyone, Amy.
Hey everyone, my name is Amy Farina. You might also know me as MC Unicorn. What's up?
So it's been a while since we've been face to face, but it's nice to be back. And there's been a lot of things to talk about. Should we just jump straight into story one as opposed to kind of going, because there's been so much news, literally more than like we can handle. Who knew?
There is a ridiculous amount of news. So let's so I'm jumping head first. So, okay, my first story is about Amsterdam Music Festival, also known as AMF. AMF has completed its 2025 lineup. So AMF, for those people who don't know, it always concludes Amsterdam Dance Event, which takes place every October here in the Netherlands. AMF this year will take place on October 25th. I've attended. I'll be there again. That's also why this story is relevant, because I'm going. I covered this story as well. So let's look at the lineup. All right. Are you ready, Adam, for this lineup? John Summit, Sarah Landry, Kiki, Miss Monique, Morton, Oliver Heldens, and Sub-Zero Project. What do you think about that? Whoa. I'm like, whoa.
Well, it's quite hard.
Yeah, good.
Okay, it's quite hard. And I think if you were kind of on a scale of intensity, John Summit is the lowest intensity on that scale. Ending with Sub-Zero Project probably being the hardest end of the scale. And obviously there's everyone in between. Fair?
Yeah, and there's a few other names on here. Yeah, definitely, which is funny because John Summit's such a big name. Just a couple other names as well. So Hardwell is going to be there again, also a huge name. Oliver Heldens, Afro Salto. So I just learned about Afro Salto. That's Afrojack and Gregor Salto. Yeah. So it's a big mix, which I like. But yeah, I like that it's hard. I was excited when I saw this lineup. I was
the
like,
Afro Salto collaboration is Gregor was at Tomorrowland Winter with Afrojack, and Gregor works with Wall as part of with the Academy as well. So they've got a strong connection. But I'm interested to hear how this sort of this flex works, and is it pre-show, right? So it's not even during the show. So I think as people are walking in, I think it's like what essentially is like the daybreak sessions at Tomorrowland, where it kind of opens up the day. So I'm interested to hear. Afrojack's got so many different hats. So I'm excited to hear this one as well with Gregor. That's exciting. It's a great lineup.
Yeah, the pre-show is always interesting. So I was at AMF in 2023 and it was Dimitri. So not Dimitri Vegas and like Mike, just Dimitri. Dimmy, just him. So they're always like changing up. I did not go to AD last year. I was in the US, but yeah, in 2023, it's interesting. And actually like a good amount of people come to the pre-show because AMF takes place at night. So it starts at like 7 p.m. So people are already, well, they're still like awake from the day before, they're still going, or they go from like a day party there, or they're just like, I usually just have dinner and just go right there. Like have dinner next to the arena and then just go inside.
They've moved it later in the year, though, haven't they? Because it's towards the end of October. Usually it was in the middle. So it's usually like, I remember because last year it was Tomorrowland Brazil and you literally had to get on the flight to go to ADE. It was literally wall to wall. And it feels like, I don't know if that's a conscious decision from the organizers, but it's ADE is now later in the month, which opens a lot more doors, I think.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy about that too. In 2023, it kind of conflicted with my brother's wedding. I went basically from there to like my brother's wedding. I was like working on my speech like on the plane. So these dates actually work out great for me. I don't have anything planned the end of October, so I'm happy about this. I think the only thing is like it is very cold in the Netherlands in October, but a week difference. It's cold now and it's June. So
and the intention is for us both to be there to do a show live. So watch this space. We are just working it all out. And but the fingers crossed is that we are going to be together doing stuff with people that we know and love, and that'll be good times. So yeah, put that in the diary. ADE later this year, rounded up by AMF and it'll be the DJ Mag Top 100. Yeah, I had to get my numbers confused. So Tomorrowland Top 1000. That was so last month. Anyway, that's your first story, Amy. Congratulations. It's great. It's a good story and loads involved. Let's get into story number 2. Story number 2 is a little bit personal, but I recently played in Romania. It was the Timișoara Music Awards, and I've never played in Romania. So it was a joy to go, and the set was amazing, had a really good time, and it's in a really kind of rustic, like country setting. So It's got Romanian old houses. It's where people go to kind of look back on and understand where they've been. Like it's a historical park almost, but really nice, really friendly, totally different to what I was used to. But the crowd love dance music. So it was clear to see we had a great time. But I just wanted to sort of put it out there as, for me, it was like Timișoara felt like Ibiza did maybe 25 years ago before it went crazy. And that's what I mean by rustic. So actually, it's just almost like a tourist guide thing. If you've never been to Timișoara, there's an airport there. If you go there, it's really nice and in the nicest possible way. There's some great food. Tried loads of local dishes, loads of local architecture and things like that. There is a music scene there, and if you've never been, it's actually worth going. And the idea is that I'll be back next year. So just put it in your diary. It'll probably be moving sort of weekends, but I'll share times. But I just wanted to say it was really nice to go there. If you were there, thanks for joining me. And the idea is that I will get the set and share it on this stream as well. So thanks for being there. It was great fun. And let's do it again next year.
My next story is about Nicole Moudaber. So she just announced a new label called Mood Collective. So this is launching this month in June. So having celebrated 10 years of In the Mood last year, the next decade will mark a new era for her as she continues to lead from the front of the techno scene. We love her here on the podcast, so I'm really excited about this label. She's also going to throw a party in Bulgaria. Ooh, I want to go. It's EXE Beach. It's on June 28th.
Now, I can add to that, if I may.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, please.
I was just trying to find out, she is performing at Resistance, which is Wednesdays in Amnesia, and she is doing an amazing back-to-back. Want to guess?
Amelie Lenz.
No.
Charlotte DeWitt.
It was exactly. I didn't see that cool. I would have said the names that you said. I'm like, oh, that makes sense. But
Girl
no,
power
Hilo.
Techno. What? Okay.
So Hilo
He's
back to
all
back.
over the place.
Yeah, but it's Oliver Heldens in disguise. If you didn't realize.
No, we know that. Yeah, but
Techno alias Hilo
still.
back to back with Nicole Moudaber on the same lineup. Max Styler back to back with Oscar L. Linska, Adam Bayer, and that's just the main room. On the same day on the terrace, back to back with Hardwell.
cool.
Like, that's going to be sick. Masala
It's going to be
Koronova.
crowded.
It's going to be absolutely
Pretty
jammed.
crowded.
So that is 20th of August at Resistance, just to supplement more Nicole Moudaber. Please, yes, come on, in the mood. We're big fans here. Can you tell?
Yes, we love her.
Okay. So time for my story number 2, and it's not about me, you'll be glad to know, but it is about Axwell and technology. I was watching back the interview I did with him at Timor Brazil last year. I was like, there's lots in here. So then I started taking notes, and then I've been using a lot of different AI platforms, and I went to one and put in, and it blew my mind. I put in the interview, and it created a podcast review of my interview. 2 people talking about the interview that I did, going through it, saying, yeah, well, Axwell was saying this here, but what did he say? It blew my mind. I have an 8-minute podcast that I'm going to share in this feed. It will be supplementary because it'll make this episode so long, but it's going to be part 2 of this podcast. It will be the review of myself interviewing Axwell. It's totally AI driven. The people speaking are not real. The content that's made has not been written by me. It's absolutely all computer generated. And I'm scared, Amy, because it's better than what I'm doing here right now.
Wait, that's so scary. Whoa, that's weird. So I'm just in shock.
When you listen to it, and please do, if you're listening to this, I'm not going to put it here now. I could put a clip, but a teaser, I don't want to do that. I'm going to tell you because you might not want to listen to it, but it's fascinating to listen to it. So we'll put links into the show notes of the actual interview with myself and Axwell. Really interesting, talking about Ibiza, talking about 20 years of Axtone, and he's just released his own new music as well, which is great. So first time in ages. But then there's a podcast reviewing that interview, and it's nothing to do with me. It's completely computer generated. It's mind blowing. You have to listen to it. Have a listen. It's in the audio stream of our podcast. You can listen on Spotify or on iTunes or on Deezer or wherever you listen. I would love to know your thoughts. It's mind-blowing and it's fascinatingly interesting. So check it out. Part 2 of this interview in the streams. There you go. And it's great to have Axwell back making original music. Thank you very much. Come on, we love Axwell just as much as Nicole.
Yeah, we really do. We do. I feel like I bring him up almost every episode. My next story is Above and Beyond releases Start a Fire featuring Richard Bedford. So this is the third single from their forthcoming studio album, Bigger Than All of Us. So I was really excited about this because every time Above and Beyond does something with Richard Bedford, it's a banger. I love Sun and Moon, A Thing Called Love. I was listening again this morning because, I'm stuck in nostalgia back in the day. Like the same music over and over again. So I was really excited about this. So Bigger Than All of Us, it's coming out on July 18th. So I was able to, and don't worry everybody, like it's not under embargo. I'm not breaking any rules here, but I was able to take a listen and I enjoyed it. I loved
7
it.
years it's been since their last album though, right?
Yeah, that's a long time. Why?
Long time.
What's taking them so long? They do more stuff.
Well, they've been touring loads, haven't they? They've literally, and they've done acoustic albums since. Not electronic stuff, but with their ability and diversity, and their massive fan base. Obviously, this is obviously going to be a number one album. Fact, it's so good. I'm excited about that as well. When is it? What's the album? Is 18th of July the official album drops, right?
Also going to be doing their North American Summer Amphitheater Tour. So a lot of stuff coming up. Oh, I want to go to that too. Too many things. But yeah, so coming out this summer. But yeah, I was able to take a listen and I really enjoyed it.
Time for my next story, and it involves Ibiza.
Of course.
So stick around because I get to do my first top 10 in this episode. It's been a while coming. The idea was, when we launched this, to end every episode with the top 10. However, we had too many stories and we've seemed to have forgotten. I think, Amy, we've done one, and that was yours so far. So we are getting better at this. Hopefully you're enjoying it more. But at the end of this show, stick around. I've got a top 10 for you. It is about Ibiza, so worth sticking around. But I can't wait that long. Let's talk Ibiza now. Let's talk UNVRS because it's open. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it is the biggest superclub on the island, and I'm very excited to go. I've not managed to get over there yet, but a few friends have, and wow. Have you seen the images? Have you seen the pictures, Amy?
Yeah, and I gotta go. I've never been to Ibiza. I talk about this every day. I gotta go. I don't think I have time this summer, so maybe next summer. But yeah, I've been seeing the clips come by on Instagram, and it looks really cool.
I'm going to cry on June the 22nd because I was trying to get out there, and just because of work commitments, I can't. But it's the Carcox opening party at UNVRS, and I would love to be there. It's also one of my friend's birthdays. He's going to be there, so I'm proper going to be doom scrolling on that weekend, going, no, look. Anyway, back to the venue. It looks a little bit like Printworks did in the UK, London. If you're familiar with what that will look like, it was an old press Printwork, so it was long, and it was tall, and it stretched a long, long way. If you look at the images from social media and the press reports, it looks a little bit like Exit Festival as well, in the sense that the DJs are here with an amazing window behind, and that window was in Privilege original, and also I think it was called Coup before that. That window has always been there. So at 6 a.m. when the sun rises, you rise, you see the sunlight, and it's absolutely amazing. This time, they've put an LED cover like the Holosphere has, that kind of netting. So it's an actual screen until the sun comes up, and then it becomes a natural backdrop. And I love that. I cannot wait to see it. But then from the DJ's point of view, you've got people behind you. So it's got that boiler room sort of vibe to it. Then in front of you, it looks like, as far as the eye can see, except at the end, there's a ramp. At the end of the room, there's balconies. And at the end, there's a ramp. And that's why I say it looks like Exit, because you just see everyone at the back. I'm putting my hands up, like stop looking. It's so exciting. It looks amazing. I love the fact that everybody's talking about dance music. I love that the energy and the money that the people have spent behind it, because it looks fantastic. However, I am getting reports that it is not cheap. It is not cheap to go there. So you are going to need money to go there, especially if you want a burger or chicken strips, because there's a restaurant in the club. Did you know that as well?
Oh, I love that. How much are the chicken strips? How much is the burger?
I haven't been, and I've only seen pictures, but they are chicken strips and apparently with caviar, which is an odd combination. Yeah. So
I don't know how I feel about that.
No, nor do I. However, it's been with mixed, like even when Space was around, and Ibiza also has always had a price issue problem with drinks. Why am I spending $20 in a cocktail or whatever? But it is what it is, and you don't have to buy it. But I believe we're talking upwards of £60. It depends on euros and currency, but let's just say a window of between £60 to £80 for some chicken strips and caviar.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a lot for a
That's a
snack
lot.
in a club. Six chicken strips for, a lot of money. That's like £10 each for a chicken strip.
That's crazy. They better be really good.
Do you know what I mean? And I don't think
Wow.
when you're in a club, I mean, I'm not sure how great it's going to taste, or if you're going to be in any kind of state to give it sort of 10 out of 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, anyway, look, it's exciting. I'm all for new things. Cannot wait to go. The outside looks amazing as well, because there's this classic dome. It's just exciting on all counts. And I know that you've not been. I know you want to go, but we are going to catch up with Morton, and he's going to be playing on David Guetta's opening night on June 13th. So yeah, we'll catch up and talk to him about that, because he'll have seen it firsthand, and it'll be nice to speak to him about that. So yeah, that's all incoming. It's going to be an amazing season. There's some amazing lineups there. Another are taking over for one Sunday to perform their album on a trip. I mean, that's going to be amazing. I think in the future, this might be just a destination location for album launches or special shows. Like Rufus Du Sol could easily go there and just do a showcase. Do you know what I mean? And it might be in December. All these kind of things, because of the quality of this location and the demand and the fact that it can cater for like 10 to 15,000 people, I think that we're going to see a different kind of Ibiza, maybe like December, maybe January, maybe February, going to places like this just to go to the venue. So that itself, the future, so excited.
You make me want to go. I'm kind of curious to try caviar and chicken. I'm not paying 60 euros for that, but maybe someone can buy one and give me one, or like a bite. I'm like curious.
I don't think you get guest list chicken. I don't think.
Yeah, can you add that to like my press accreditation? Like I need chicken tenders with caviar.
You get entry, one free drink, and one chicken stripper.
One chicken.
It's not happening.
I'll take it.
Not happening.
That was a good one. Good story. My next story comes to us from my friends over at Bye Bye Plastic. So we love Blondish here on the podcast. So for those of you guys who don't know, Blondish has a foundation called Bye Bye Plastic. It's a foundation I've worked with very closely over the years. They're on my previous podcast. We still do a lot of stuff together. Their mission is to eliminate plastic from nightlife, from the club scene. And we love that. Nobody likes to step on plastic cups at the end of the night. And actually, that was the inspiration behind Bye Bye Plastic when Blondish started it. She was performing and was like leaving the club and just crunching on plastic cups, and all that just ends up into the ocean. So this organization's been around for a while, but we have a new announcement from them. So Blondish announced her partnership with London Clubs. So maybe you've heard about this because I know you're big in all the London clubs. You're famous with London Clubs in the fight against single-use plastics. So she's working with Gallery and B Club. I've been to London once, but I didn't go out there. So it's in West London. Yeah, called Gallery, and then B Club.
Hey, then these are interesting places because I don't know about them, but tell me more. Tell me more.
Blondish will be playing there on Thursday, June 19th. So she'll be launching her collaboration at B Club and then at Gallery. So going forward, both clubs are going to donate £1 from every glass bottle of water sold to the foundation. So they want to get rid of those plastic bottles. So for every glass water bottle paid for, one pound will go to the foundation.
If Blondish is leading the charge, and other people are obviously taking notice, there is a cultural shift in the attitude towards plastic cups, which is really healthy, right?
That's amazing. Yeah, and they're doing this all over the world. So the Zero Plastic Club, it's really big in France. Here in the Netherlands, we have like a recycle token program. A lot of clubs are using the hard plastic cups so you can wash them. So even if they fall on the ground, like they just get picked up and washed at the end of the night. Or with the recycle token program, if you bring in your cup or your can or your trash, you don't have to pay a deposit on the next drink that you have. If you don't bring it back, then you have to pay an extra half a token or something like that. So there's a lot of incentives, but yeah, the plastic cups, I've still at some festivals, you see them and it's like, oh, haven't we moved past this? Like crunching on plastic, it's so bad. So I love to see this. It's really great she's starting this up in London, and yeah, Blondish is once again doing something amazing.
Not to be negatron, but there was a football procession to celebrate the champions, whatever it was. It was actually in Liverpool. And there was so much rubbish on the floor. I just think as humans in 2025, are we really still dropping litter? And it's, you walk past places and see things on the floor and you're just like, what? Really? Like, do you not understand what? It's so easy. It's so lazy not to. It's so easy to put it in the bin. And it just feels crazy that anyone would feel okay with just dropping something on the floor, given our education and where we're at right now.
Yeah, and also like at a stadium, I was at a baseball game when I was in the US. I often go to them, and like you can keep it in the cup holder until you get up and then throw it away. Like, why are you just leaving it on the bar? Just like keep it next to you, and then when you get up to go to the bathroom or to buy another drink, throw it away. And then at festivals too, they even have people walking around sometimes with those bags of like Mysteryland's really good about that, with like those people with the backpacks of trash. Like put your trash in my backpack, like, or just hold on to it, or like you can leave for 2 minutes and go, or wait till you have to go to the bathroom and or get another drink and then throw it out, or like I don't know, just don't throw it on the ground and like crunch it, or leave it at the bar. I don't know. I'm with you.
Massive turn off for me. You know, like if you were talking about your top 5 things about people, then yeah, if I saw you litter bug, I'd be like, we cannot be friends. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this and you're a litter bug, then we can't be friends. But if you're not a litter bug, we can be friends.
Yeah, exactly. Don't litter and don't use plastic. And thank you, Blondish, for everything that you're doing. And I will be collaborating with Bye Bye Plastic once again at Amsterdam Dance Event. They have a lot of really cool events, so definitely check them out.
Okay, it's time to kind of look a little bit inwards and point to my music, because we've got some new music incoming, Amy. It's festival season. Come on. So I've got about 8 new tracks that I've signed, which is really exciting. So one of them is dropping. Well, no, right now we're in process. As you're hearing this, it's just been released on Tajno, a record label out of Ukraine. That's called the Akoma EP. 2 tracks, sort of melodic, but still intense. And you may have noticed I'm making music that fits different stages, because my quest is to make music for every stage of Tomorrowland and beyond, because you never know where you're going to get asked to play. So melodic music definitely works in the mountains of Tomorrowland winter, for example. The harder music I make definitely works at sort of somewhere like the JBL stage I'm playing this summer. And then obviously in Brazil, there's a whole different vibe out there. So with that, the Akoma EP is out. It's myself with Lou8, and that's on Tajno Records. It's available on Beatport, so go and have a listen to that if that's all right. We'll put the links in the show notes. And another exciting record I have is called One More. Now, it's a double collaboration. It's coming on AIM Records. I'm not going to say any more than that, but I love it. It's one of my favorite records ever made, because it's so catchy. One More, that's coming in July. That's all I'm going to say. After that, there are many more, but right now, the Akoma EP on Tajno and One More, they're the next 3 releases. Look out for them. I'm very excited. These are my music and my career progressing, and I want you to hear them, and I'd love to hear your feedback. So there you go. Look out for One More in July and the Akoma EP out now. Thank you very much.
My 5th and final story is from my favorite artist. Maybe you guys know this, maybe you don't, but Timmy Trumpet. I love Timmy Trumpet.
No way.
Yeah, I've told you this. I was a Melbourne bounce girl back in the day.
I didn't realize he was your favorite artist, though.
I think he's got to be my favorite. If I had to pick one, I think it's got to be him, just because, yeah, I'm from the Melbourne bounce days. I miss that genre so much. It's a Zed genre. I wish it was still alive. And then I've just kind of followed, again, the nostalgia. I'm just stuck in the past. But I think I have to say Timmy Trumpet. So he has the new track out with 3 We Are Legend. So it's a twist on Country Roads, which you guys know I'm American, and always at like karaoke and stuff. Even though I'm from New York, I'm not even from West Virginia, but that song always comes up at bars in the US, especially like karaoke. I've sung Country Roads many a night, so I love a good remix. Yeah, it's just embarrassed. Don't judge me.
Wow.
Embarrassing. Wow. So this is yeah. You'll hear me singing it the next time you see me. No. Wow. But so this remix, it's a main stage banger, but with like a hardstyle twist. Now, Country Roads has been remixed many times. This is actually not the first like hardstyle remix I've heard of the song, but I like this one. I'm looking forward to singing it this summer, because I like to sing Country Roads. Have you heard it yet?
It was on the main stage last year, without a doubt, at Tomorrowland, and it was also played at Tomorrowland Winter. And yes, I definitely have heard it. And do you know what? This is like if you follow football, this is a Man United anthem. Like this, the song they sing.
Really?
Take
That's
Me
so
Home
random.
as well. So yeah, this version will ruin it for Man United fans. Let me be clear. You know, I don't think it's the version they'll play, but it's an interesting interpretation, is what I will say.
Yeah, and so the hardstyle one that I've heard before this was by Sound Rush, and you hear that a lot of festivals here. So this one is a little bit different, but yeah, it's not the first remix we've had of Country Roads, but because it's Timmy Trumpet, like I like it, I'm vibing to it. So looking forward to hearing that this summer.
Timmy and Mike have also done Sweet Caroline and things like that as well.
Yeah.
And they've also done Usher recently. The three legend are actually Steve Aoki, like Mike, Dimitri Vegas, and that's a sound clash with them all. So it will, without doubt, get played at Tomorrowland's main stage this summer.
Good. Well, you will see me singing to that. Yeah, like, yeah, country.
Come on.
I love that. I'm excited for that. I hope to hear it multiple times.
There is an interesting video on the internet of a DJ called Friend Within. And if you go and see him on Instagram, he does a review of that song better than anyone. So go and look at Friend Within on Instagram, aka Lee Mortimer, and he was going through his promos and heard that song. So go and watch that video and see what you think. That's where you can hear this song.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay, time for my final story on this edition of 10 Days in Dance, and it involves one of my favorite people on the internet. And I didn't say that of him always, but more recently, I cannot get enough of Chris Lake. Now, Chris Lake is a man of many faces. He's been around for a long time. He knows the industry. He's good friends with Fisher. He also has collaborative projects like Anti-Up, but also right now, he recently announced his debut album. He's recently announced his album, and it's called Chemistry, lands on July 11th. It's called Chemistry. There's an amazing track called Ease My Mind with Abel Bowder. I love that track so much, but obviously Chris is famous for his tech house, and I also saw him in the studio recently with a certain Chris Lorenzo, and who else was he with? Oh yes, Sammy Vergi. So that's interesting. But he's always working on stuff. Obviously, he's got his collaborations with Fisher, but I just find him hilarious. He's so open right now, does lots of streaming, lots of progression sessions. So he's listening to people's music, giving them feedback. And yeah, I'm just a massive fan of Chris Lake. So this album will be great. Chris Lake, Chemistry, out July 11th. Salute, Chris. Keep up the great work.
Those were our top 10 stories. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're going to close out today's podcast with Adam's top 10 list. Don't forget to follow us on all the places. Leave us a 5-star review, and we'll see you next time. All right, Adam, drop your list.
Okay, I promised you this top 10, and based on the fact that it's very much Ibiza season, I thought I'd do an Ibiza sightseeing top 10. It's quite simple. All right, so write these down because these are places you need to go to. And these are obviously, there are so many more. But however, I've given you a broad overview. At number 10, I already mentioned it in this episode, UNVRS, the brand new superclub. It's in between San Antonio and Ibiza town. So just go there because you need to. That is number 10. It's called UNVRS and you need to go. At number 9, we have Ibiza's hippie markets. You're like, what? In Las Dalias or Punta Arabi. Now, they are famous. Like when people go to Ibiza, they go to these markets because it's spiritual, it's cultural, and it's fascinating. So go there. That's number 9. Number 8 is Punta Galera. It's a rock diving area in San Antonio. So you know where Mambo's is? If you keep walking around San Antonio, not towards the bay, away from the bay, there's a little area and it's called Punta Galera. If you search it out, it's a great space to do some rock diving, you know, sort of like 3, 4, 5, 10 meters high, safe to do so as much as be sensible. But yeah, rock diving, you have to do it. And number 7, this is tough. Have you heard of Atlantis? It's a long way to walk, but it's well worth going, even better if you're on a boat. But it's a hidden cove with unique rock formations referred to as Atlantis by locals, okay? It's tough. It's a long trek in the heat. Take some water, but it's well worth it when you get there. Like I said, it's even better by boat because you can get there quicker. So that is number 7. Number 6, Formentera. Strictly speaking, you have to get a boat, so it's not technically Ibiza, but it is. Take a boat to the Paradise Islands where white sands and blue seas, well, they're all around Ibiza, but they are extra special at Formentera. The people go there that are special, and you could be one of them. Go to Formentera. That's number 6. Number 5, you've heard of, we did UNVRS at number 10. Pikes is like the anti-universe. It's where Wham! Club Tropicana was filmed, the video. It's also, there's a room there called Freddie Mercury's room because he went there a lot from Queen. It's an amazing venue. There is such a vibe. You have to be a certain age to go there, and there are certain restrictions to get in, but it's one of the vibiest places with the best energy. Pikes, no details, just go. That's number 5. Number 4. Now, if you search out some of my videos, I was lucky enough about 5 years ago to jump on a boat and do a DJ set with Clapton. And it was in a place called Calicompte. Now, there's an island, there's a rock that sort of starts here and goes up. And it's a beautiful spot. There's a place called Ashram where you can go and eat. It's breathtaking, turquoise waters, rocky outcrops. It's gorgeous. It's called Calicompte. Go there. That's number 4. Number 3. Veneris Beach, the drums. That's all I'm saying. Veneris, there's a place called God's Finger. There's a rock that comes out of the water. It looks like God's Finger. That's its nickname. But Sunday drumming sessions. If you like tribal, you like culture, go there on a Sunday. And number 2, if you like Old Town, Dalt Villa is the only place to go. It's a UNESCO heritage site, and IMS hosts its final concert there. It's the top of Ibiza town. It looks out across the island. It's stunning. You see the planes landing. You see 360 views. It's beautiful. Dalt Villa, Old Town, Ibiza, the castle. Get up there. And finally, at number 1, you will have seen it on your social media feeds because people go there because it's wonderful. It's called S Vedra. There's loads of restrictions at the moment about what you can do there. So go there with patience, because I'm not sure what you're going to find when you get there. It might be someone having a wedding. It could be Diplo throwing a party. It could be someone having a picnic, or, someone having a funeral. It's that kind of place, but it's a mystical limestone rock, and there's loads of stories about it as well. I'm not going to share them here. I want you to go and find them out. It's called Es Vedra. It's near Cala de Hort, and it's on the map. So go there if you've never been. Take some selfies, take some pictures. It's stunning. Take a moment to breathe. Es Vedra. There's your Ibiza top 10 on 10 Days in Dance. So there we go. That is your episode of 10 Days in Dance done for another episode. We will be back with more, and obviously check out all the previous interviews and top 10s and specials that we've done, all available in your feeds. And if you don't already, follow us on TikTok and on Instagram at 10 Days in Dance. We will be back next time with more. So until then, thanks for watching and listening. Goodbye.
Bye.